Alright, so I'm at the park and this is a place I usually like to fly. You'll see it's quite a big wide open space. There's a lot of area for flying, although it's surrounded here, here and here, so it's essentially a square, so it's surrounded by paths. So I wanted to show you guys basically what the UK drone laws look like, because I've got my drone here, and what the stance is from the UK of when and where you can fly and how you can do it. Okay, so here is a homemade, really Disney level animation that I've made on AE. So this is briefly going to explain the laws. Basically, when you're flying out in the park or wherever you're doing it, you're not allowed within 30 meters of anyone apart from yourself when you're taking off and landing. And whilst you're flying in the air, you're not allowed within 50 meters of anyone or any building or anything that you don't own, basically. So any land that isn't yours, 50 meters away from anything apart from yourself once you're flying. You're also not allowed to fly over any congested area or sort of any massive open air gathering such as a festival or maybe a football match, so that is illegal. And this is, to be honest, the only rule that I have actually seen enforced, because, you know, there's been a few instances where people have actually flown over things like football stadiums and they have actually got taken down for it. But so far, you know, that's the only real rule that I see people enforcing. You're also only allowed to fly within your line of sight, so that's registered at about 120 meters in the air and 500 meters horizontally. So, you know, that's, again, something that's really hard to measure and something that's not easily going to be enforceable unless you're literally kilometers away from yourself. Also, if you're thinking of flying with FPV goggles, then you technically do need a spotter, but again, you know, if you're out in a big park or the countryside and you're being relatively safe, no one's really going to call you out on this. Just make sure you are flying safely and you're not really endangering anyone. Finally, this is something that I've never really seen on any websites or anything regarding drone laws, but it is actually a law. You're technically not allowed to fly with this video transmitter because it has to be under 25 milliwatts, the transmitting power. So this is 200, you know, you can go up to 600 or even 800, some people's transmitters are. Technically, you're not allowed to fly with those in the UK, you have to use a 25 milliwatt transmitter. Now, again, this isn't something that's easily enforced because no one's really going to be able to tell that easily what kind of transmitter you're running and what power it is. But, you know, if you're in the city centre, that might cause a little issue with interference of things. But again, if you are in a big sort of field outdoors, then it's going to be fine, or a big park, because there's not going to be interference and no one's going to be able to tell. Yeah, so just wanted to sort of clear up any confusion about that. Obviously, you know, be courteous when you're out with your drone. A lot of people have come up, so expect that, because, you know, this is quite a niche hobby. So a lot of people are going to come up and go, hey, what's that, dude? Can I have a go? Can I have a fly? Although I've not actually let anyone fly my drones. Although I have put a few kids in the goggle set and they've really enjoyed that. So obviously be expectant to have to answer a few questions and talk to a few people. But, you know, everyone's really nice about it. So far, I've not had anyone give me any gripe like some of the people I've seen on YouTube. So anyway, guys, I hope this cleared up a bit of confusion. You know, just fly safely, obviously. Be courteous of the people around you. Watch out for people around you as well. I know it's quite hard once you've got the FPV goggles on to be aware of people, but, you know, kind of keep circling yourself occasionally, just so you can see if anyone is approaching you. Keep your ears out as well, have a listen, maybe don't put any headphones in, so you're able to hear anyone approaching you, coming up and asking you a question, because that can be extremely distracting when you've got the goggles on and you're flying quite far out and far away.